Get rid of my vacation? Have fun replacing me. I originally posted this as a comment on another thread, but realized it needed its own limelight. I worked at a company that gave out exorbitant amounts of vacation. Anyone who worked there for 25 plus years received 8 weeks of vacation and 2 weeks of personal time. This was a family-owned company, but rather large. We ran 3 shifts totaling 250 plus people. Enter Jimmy. Jimmy was a grizzled old man. He started at the company when he was just 20. Now he was 63 and gave absolutely zero shits. Jimmy also knew how to make a specific part for our product. Him and one other higher up in the office. One day the plant owner comes out and announces he's selling to a corporation. He's older and ready to retire. He promises that there will be very little change and wishes us all well. The new company comes in and immediately goes after many of the great benefits we had. The first thing they do is cut everyone's max vacation down to 4 weeks. And do completely away with personal time. Anyone who's maxed out had until December 31st of that year to use it up. And they wouldn't pay it out. They then go into the office and clean house, firing anyone who's close to retirement, including Jimmy's backup. But they also do away with one very important rule. You no longer have to get vacation approved. You can just call in and take it. Jimmy is pissed. And they know it. They realize he's the only one in the building that can do his job now. So they hire a new kid for him to train. Most likely to permanently replace Jimmy. So Jimmy does what anyone would do. He calls in the first training day for the new hire. And lets us know he's going to use all of his PTO at once. And promptly takes 10 weeks off. We had a back stock of parts he had made. So it wasn't too unnerving. But for 10 weeks, Jimmy went and applied to other jobs. Found one. And started. Fast forward 10 weeks. It's the day Jimmy is supposed to return. He doesn't. For 2 days they try calling him. And even go to his house. He's nowhere to be found. Finally on day 3 he calls and resigns. And they lose their shit. The parts he makes are specialized and patented by the original founder. You can't just hire someone off the street to make them. What eventually happened was they had to contract the original owner to come in and teach some new hires how to make them. And when he found out what all they had done, it pissed him off. The last I heard, he charged them a 7-figure contract to teach them how to produce the parts. And they had to pony up. Or close down. Moral of the story. Don't fuck with people's vacation time. As an old guy who has been a tech exec at dozens of companies, including being brought in on takeovers, let me confirm that this is so real. Not as bad as entitled next generation owner whelps who haven't a clue about running anything in. Then go firing key people in a hissy fit, crippling the company. Both outsiders and next-gen owners have rarely a clue about the secret sauce that made the original owner so successful. Better than average vacation or share options make for far better employees. Alter that at your peril. Jimmy is a beast. Good for him. Company is sold. New owners say nothing will change. Lots of stuff changes for the worse. A tale as old as time. At my previous employer they did something similar. Messing with people's vacation. Except it was announced mid-year in an all-employee meeting. Previous policy was an employee could roll over 120 hours. Way too high emo. Mind you, new employees start with 160 hours and could work up to 280 hours. By year 20. Well, that all changed. During this meeting, vacation was now capped at 240 hours to 15 years mark. Those higher that were grandfather in. The big kicker was by the end of the year, You could only roll over 40 hours, and by next year, 18 months out, would be 0 hours rollover. There was freaking pandemonium. Our department alone, engineering, new product development, had to burn an additional 560 hours. 7 people by 80 hours of vacation. Needless to say, project fell behind schedule and managers were pissed. But there was nothing they could do because company vacation policy stated that employees only needed to have vacation approved if out of office for more than 10 consecutive business days. Entire departments would take off for a week and just be gone. It was bananas. Edit. This is kind of blowing up. Exploding head. Wanted to clarify why I thought 3 weeks of rollover was too much. As a seasoned salary employee, I was earning 6 weeks of PTO and carry over 3 weeks, so every year I was out of the office about 12% of the time between PTO and paid holidays. People need to get away from work and enjoy life. Coworkers from Europe, I work in USA, would normally take 6-week holidays, vacation, and not blink an eye. I ask for more than 10 days in a row off and people think I am out of my mind. So they never tried to contact the backup and rehire him? I once spent months building a forecasting model to forecast how many people we'd need to process varying increases in workloads due to an expected, albeit unknown, change to workloads. Was promised before and during the time I spent building this, that I was oh so valuable, and they had a positioning opening up soon which I would be a shoe-in for. Surprise, surprise. I finish the model, and shortly after an email goes round to my department saying that the role was being merged into another and given to someone else. I was understandably unhappy, both due to the way of finding out I could no longer go for the role I was promised, but also that it wasn't available anymore. I immediately started looking for jobs. Found one quickly which paid more and had an easier commute. So handed in my 4 weeks notice. No one bothered to ask me to hand over the model I spent so long making. And even after telling my manager that someone needed to be taught it, when I left I was the only one who knew how it worked. Guess who got a call a couple of weeks after leaving because my old team couldn't work out the model? Told them I would explain as much as I could in 10 minutes. But after that they were on their own. Jimmy don't take shit. Good for Jimmy. Kind of sad that in America having 8 weeks of vacation after 25 years is considered exorbitant, when plenty of civilized countries mandate 6 weeks minimum for everyone. This country sure does hate workers. Another moral of the story. If only 2 people in the company know how to do critical function X, don't go below 2 people ever who know how to do that. Get a third person trained on doing it before releasing either of the original 2. Firing everyone at retirement age is majorly illegal in the US. Age discrimination. Jimmy is the goat of not giving a shit. Jimmy is my spirit animal. Save a dime to pay 7 figures. Great model by most companies. The former owner should have required the new owners to draw up employment contracts for all of the employees, reinstating their vacation benefits before he lifted one finger to help them out of their self-imposed disaster. We get 4 weeks to start, 1 week at 5 years, and 1 week at 10, maxing at 6 weeks. We can take up to 3 weeks at a time and can roll over up to 240 hours. We can also donate paid leave hours to fellow employees in need. 5K employees. $700 mil annual revenue. Global company. If we can carry that accrued leave liability and maintain the benefit levels and rules, any company can. We actually care about our employees and their families. You know who works hard? People who feel appreciated and valued. It's stories like these that make me think there might actually be some justice in this universe. And then I remember all the other unjust crap that happens every day. And I'm brought back to reality. Thanks for sharing. What a mad lad. Retirees don't have much shits to give. The original owner should have sold out to his employees instead of believing the new owners would honor his commitments. I quit my last job when I knew they were doing away with a lot of our vacation. Went from 6 weeks to 3.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.